This lesson is to get you started with creating and using backgrounds in your Bitmoji classrooms and for any slide presentation that you're working on. So within the Bitmoji Starter Kit, we are going to go to slide 6, and you'll notice that if you click your mouse and try to drag things around, you cannot do that. And it's because this is a photo that we have made the background. So if you wanted to change your slide background to something that you find online, we go up to the word slide, go to change background, and you could choose just a solid color, but most of us are looking at resembling a room. So we can go to choose image and Google image search. And the most common search is for wall and floor background. Typos and everything, it'll still bring it up. So you can see there's variances if you want more floor space to put in your room or if you prefer more wall space, and that's called the horizon line. So depending on what you're trying to do for your room, you can choose one that seems that it will work for you. I would say especially for beginning, if you can choose one that's head on instead of angled, it will be much easier for you. So on this one, I'll just go ahead and choose this and we'll say done. And you can see that it changed that background. And again, it's part of that file. So let's say that we saw this and we like it, but we would really rather have some more color in the wall. We can alter a background that we've seen. So as I mentioned, we went into slide and we set the background. If I wanted to change the color of the wall, I could go into shapes and I could just drag a rectangle around here to cover that wall. So I'll just click and drag, and I've got a rectangle, which by default filled with the paint bucket gray, and it made a thin black line. But I can control those. So if I go up to the fill color, I can choose a solid color. I could use a color that Google suggests to me, or I could go to gradients, which gives some dimension to the paint. So let's say that I wanted this teal color in a gradient, and you can see that it's sort of a sunburst in the middle there, and then I kept my trim and the floor that was part of the original. The problem when I do this is as I start to add other elements to my room, I can accidentally grab hold of this and scoot it around. And that is just frustrating and sometimes then gets it out of alignment. So one of the things that we can do is create a background that we like by layering shapes. And then we go under File to Download, and we save it as a PNG. So basically that's going to take a picture of our slide, download it as a picture, and then we're going to come back and reset the background of our slide with that picture. So just to show you how that works, I've clicked my box that we just created, and I'm going to delete that so that we're back at the original. I can go under Slide to Background, or you may have noticed here is the background button. That's a shortcut for those of you who like shortcuts. I can go into Choose Image, and this time I'm going to upload the image from my computer because it just downloaded for me. So I downloaded this teal version. I'll go ahead and choose that, and it will upload and replace that. So now that box is not movable. It's a picture in the background. And we do have some teachers who've gone in and taken pictures of their empty classroom before they furnish it for the room and build their virtual classroom in much the same way as their physical classroom. And that can really help in terms of transitioning students to blended learning, in-class learning, in-home learning, all of those different settings if there are some consistent elements. Related to that, one of the things that you may want to do over time is build multiple elements into your slide. Take a picture of that just like we did with the file, download PNG, and set the background so that you've got a lot less pieces that are layered over the top. And I'll just show you that in this regard. So if we go up to this slide 3, and I go ahead and remove the people that I have here, and I'll go ahead, we'll leave this as our basic slide. So if I go ahead now and go into download and save it as a PNG, everything that's on this slide right now is now part of a picture. So if I open up a new slide here that's blank, and I go into change the background, excuse me, I'll click change the background and go to choose image. Again, I'm going to upload. So I'm going to upload this image that we just downloaded. And then we'll just take a look at what's different between the two. So right now, when I click anything here, including that clock that has a link on the other side, nothing happens because this is just one picture. These are all considered part of that picture. Where if I go back to slide 3, I've got that link here, I've got a link here, I can scoot things around, which I can't do on the other one. The advantage to getting a backdrop set and keeping it is that you can set this as a slide that maybe you're only editing by putting new things on the whiteboard each day. So you don't have to start over all the time. You can just edit pieces of that and maybe change your classroom as you would every quarter or every week, every semester, whatever it is that you like to do. So that's the difference. So here we built a background and we added elements. Here we took a picture, we downloaded slide 3 under file, we downloaded as a PNG, and then we made the background of slide 4 that picture. So that's why we can't click anything, but we could go ahead and add elements there. So those are different ways that you can control the background that you see. So welcome to How to Do Backgrounds.